Hello fellow human beings and welcome into my 1-week documentary of my game development project. I am going to show you how a mostly usual week looks like from my perspective, so you kinda know how it might be to work solo and full-time on an indie game project without having a publisher. I am not going to sugarcoat anything and I'll be as honest as possible. Also, as a heads up, I'm not here to fake some superhuman level of productivity just to look good on YouTube. Taking breaks regularly is important for keeping your sanity up, so don't expect to see a 1-week 24/7 grind. Alright, let's jump in. So I'm working on my game called Echo Shred, a multiplayer horror experience where you scavenge procedurally generated areas for metallic scrap that you bring to your train to throw that into your train's shredder while trying not to get eaten alive by whatever lurks in the darkness. It is Monday and I'm starting the week off to continue working on a new train for my game in Blender. The train that I was using before was created in a very short amount of time with the intention to replace it a week later after making sure that I'm able to implement all the necessary programming in-game for that. And yeah, that was more than a year ago. The crazy thing is that I'm actually on a pretty tight schedule right now because I have to prepare my game for an indie game convention in less than 2 weeks. I still need to finish so many things like the general gameplay loop, enemy AI, the new train, audio feedback for every single interaction in the game, and yeah, a ton of bug fixes. Truth to be told, I'm actually kinda nervous because it's the first time I'm showing off my game at an event like this and I don't really know what I should expect or what's waiting for me. But yeah, somehow this is supposed to work out right, so yeah, let's jump back in. From the outside, the train looks rather advanced already, I'd say, but the inside is still mostly empty. In the front, I already designed a desk with a built-in terminal, added a lever for starting and stopping the train on the right, and also placed a few non-functional design elements here and there. The rest of the inside needs a ton of work. There are a few spots where some shapes from the outside clip through to the inside, so we gotta clean that up. The first thing that I started working on was replacing these inner frames that look kinda out of place, kinda non-uniform. I wanted something that looks more robust, a tad more solid, this kind of stuff. The technique that I was following was actually quite simple, so I created a simple shape that was following the structure of the train's inside, added lots of bevels on every sharp edge and started doing cutouts from the sides. For the cutouts, I created a shape like this and added an array modifier, so I copy that form over a dedicated area. Then I used Bool Tool to cut the shape out of the primary structure that I wanted to create. I repeated the same technique at another piece on the top and again used a lot of bevels everywhere. Lastly, I mirrored that whole thing over so I don't have to do that work twice, and also worked on some cleanups. Somewhere in between I had some lunch, nothing too special. This day it was leftovers from the day before, a Greek dish with noodles, zucchini, carrots and cheese. At around 1 PM I paused my work and went to the gym. Currently I'm hitting the gym 5 times a week to get in shape and have some sort of counterbalance to sitting in front of my PC all day. After that I started to prepare for my upcoming live stream. I currently do those twice a week, every Monday and every Wednesday. So here you can see my screen. It's a 42-inch screen by LG and I split the desktop up into separate parts. Here on the right you can see the Unity window and below that is my streaming overlay. These are the only parts that are actually getting live streamed, plus my face on top of all of that. The left side of the desktop is dedicated for the live chat and the tools I need to manage the stream. So let's turn on the light. I also set up the green screen, the mic on its microphone arm, prepared a few things software-wise, and then started the stream with a 10-minute cooldown until the actual stream starts. In that time people can join in already while I prepare the rest, usually also get myself a tea or coffee or some kind of beverage. And then it's go time. In the stream I was working in the engine a bit, fixing in-game bugs, further work on the train's front and chatting with the community of course. The stream went on for about 5.5 hours and after that I decided to chill for the evening and play some games. Before going to bed I started editing the video that you're watching right now. The plan was to edit every evening just what I recorded that day, so that at the end of the week the video is going to be finished. Tuesday morning started with an obligatory cup of coffee. Usually I consider Tuesdays to be my quote-unquote day off, because I'm not streaming and also not going to the gym. So generally I would start the day pretty chill and do some distraction-free work in the afternoon or in the evening. But yeah, on this day I actually had plans with friends later, so I decided to get at least some work done up front. I checked what I managed to do on stream and decided that it does need a bit more work. It was mostly technical looking parts that should make some areas appear more deep, because I thought that without elements sticking out it might appear too flat. I then started learning to use the Blender add-on Fluent, which is supposed to be very helpful when working with hard surface models. I think it's kinda hard to get into, but after some time I managed to use some of the tool-specific bool cutting functionality to cut out a few compartments at the top and then add some grates. I fine-tuned everything a bit, and that was actually already everything I did that day. In the evening I went to a concert where I had some drinks with my friends, showed off my sick dance moves and enjoyed the show. On Wednesday morning I had to attend an online workshop about dealing with burnout. One thing that I should mention maybe is that I have to attend workshops like these because it's part of a game dev grant that I'm receiving here in Germany. This grant is basically meant to help upcoming game devs to build their game dev companies, and a variety of workshops I need to attend is part of receiving that grant. Midway through we had a little lunch break. I quickly prepared a frozen noodle-based dish with tomatoes and spinach, and after that continued the workshop. Okay guys, this is right after the workshop, like 20 seconds ago the workshop ended, and I really quickly want to do a recap. We talked basically about a lot of burnout prevention techniques and something in this direction. I have like a lot of things that I wrote down and a few pages actually even. But yeah, one thing that I quickly wanted to share is some very interesting technique that I learned. It's the fear chart, and this basically consists of defining what kind of fears you have, what you can do to prevent those fears, and what you can do to repair the causes that it might cause when these fears are like actually triggered. And I wrote down like not finishing the game on time and running out of money. What can I do about this? Stuff like that. If you're in game development as well, this may be helpful for you too. Just wanted to share. And yeah, one thing that I also wanted to drop really quickly is that while I was doing the workshop, I got an email from the convention, and they shared a few information, but like one very stressing thing about this is that they need a playable demo in 3 days. Like, Jesus Christ, how I'm supposed to do this? They need the demo for doing the age rating of that game. I practically know up ahead that I'm not going to have like a teenager age rating. It's going to be an adult game, so I'm going to have like something in that direction. Still, I need to send them something playable. So next plan is actually just wrapping up everything, get it able to start, so you can play whatever is in there right now. And yeah, then we're going to see. I was not able to go to the gym today. I'm super stressed. Like, my stress level is, in a scale from 1 to 10, it's basically an 8 right now. And yeah, I was busy the entire day, and now I need to jump into the stream. So yeah, see you in a bit. The stream was mostly about getting my game playable and improving the performance a bit here and there. Then I decided I could simply clean up the internal playtest that I published only through my Discord server a few weeks ago and send it in. This way I only need to fix what got broken since that release, and I save a lot of time. By the way, if you are interested in joining the server, you can find the link down below. There are plenty of other game developers in already, and if you want to connect, this should be the best place possible. The next day very quickly turned into some kind of hardware scramble. I needed a machine for the convention to run my game on, but the only laptop I still had was way too weak for that. It was barely running on 20 FPS, which obviously is not going to convince anybody. Then I tested everything on my Steam Deck and discovered that it could run smoothly at 60 FPS on medium settings. So yeah, I'm going to use this machine for the convention. To improve the general performance a bit, I disabled the forks for now. They're actually quite hardware hungry, so it's an easy win for now. Only then did I realize I wasn't feeling quite right. Maybe I caught something at the Tuesday concert, so I decided to call it a day. Eventually Friday came around, and it turned out that I actually got sick and needed some rest. While being in bed and wondering what the hell I should do regarding the demo, I just received an email from the organizers saying, "Bro, since your game is for adults only anyway, you don't need to hand in a demo up front. Chill regards, the Orga dudes." So yeah, naturally I chilled the entire day and only sat at my desk in the evening a bit to play some games and watch one of my favorite streamers. Yeah, no progress with the game done on that day, because I really needed to relax a bit. At some point on Saturday I was feeling good enough to do some work again, so I went back to working on the train and decided to add some pipes all over the place to fill the void at the walls and the ceiling. It was actually quite chill work. Without too much hassle, the entire train looked a bit more filled, and later this day I decided to cook something semi-fancy. My girlfriend and I were in the mood of some Crunchwrap Supreme, but since Taco Bell is not in Germany, we needed to make something similar ourselves. So it's basically tomatoes, salad, ground beef, cheese, nachos, salsa sauce, some cream, and something to wrap this all in. The tomatoes are cut into small pieces. For the salad I have a very simple trick. I wash the leaves separately and later squeeze them to a ball-like shape that I simply cut into small stripes to get a simple shredded salad. After cooking the beef, I continued to stack everything up in my wrap. Starting with the cheese, yes, cheese first, I added the beef, salsa sauce, nachos, salad, tomatoes and cream. I then wrap up everything, tuck in everything as tight as possible and then throw it into a pan. The cheese had to go in first, so it's going to melt easier. As soon as it is crispy brown on both sides, you can take it out, cut in half, and you're ready to go. On the last day of the week I worked on a train piece that is going to be critical for the lore and the story of the game. Inside the train at the very end I started working on a structure for maintaining the so-called iron coffins. While shredding metallic items throughout the game, the iron coffins are getting filled up with molten metal. As soon as the coffin is full, it becomes ready for delivery. The reason we are doing this is that the company that we are working for in the game requires us to deliver these coffins at company-provided checkpoints that we need to travel to every once in a while. It's our only real job in the game, and failing to do so will result in our termination. The entire thing is coming with some religious twists, but that's actually everything that I will be talking about story-wise for now. After creating a very simple shape, I tested sending the entire model over to Unity to see how the size is going to work in-game. I figured it would be a bit too small, so I was very happy that I checked this up front. After this I started adding actual design elements, details, handles, shapes, all that kind of good stuff. I needed these handles because for the delivery of the coffin I'm imagining pulling the coffin out of some sort of mounting and then carrying it over the shoulder like a wooden log because it's, super heavy. I tried to keep that functionality in mind while designing the coffin. After finishing that, I kinda had enough from the train, not from Blender, so instead I worked a bit on the first-person hands animations for walking around in-game with a pan that I modeled earlier. And this concludes what I did this week. It turned out not to be a usual week like I promised, but how often does a week actually go exactly like you planned? I will probably drop another video from the convention to tell you how it all went, so if you don't want to miss it, consider subscribing. And in the meantime, if you want to see more of Echo Shred, you can check out the Discord or check out my socials. Links are down below. Until then, please take care and see you next time. Bye bye!